Hi all, thanks for joining me today. It's Kylie from Kylie's Card Craft. Just thought today, instead of doing a tutorial, we'd do a make along as I go. These are great little guys. They're just done from normal playing cards. I tend to use them as a base so that they give that harder effect. And I end up with great little journaling cards that I can use on their own, in tuck pockets, joining them together, using them as notebook ones as well. We might even do one of those ones today. Nice and quick and easy, and again, as you can see, a great way to use up book pages as backgrounds. So there's something for, the days when you've really got no mojo, you can't sit there and do a full journal page, but you want to do something. They take very little. They're great for using up your scraps on your desk, which is what I find I tend to do. I sit down and just start using the bits that are left over and that are still sitting on my desk. Nice and quick and easy, and they're great to have as a pile. I have mine sitting over here. I've just got a little box over here with tags and bits and journal cards, ones that I've done, that are all just sitting here waiting for when I'm doing my journal, so that I've got a pile sitting ready to go. So I have lots of different sizes in here, different bits and pieces, all ready to go, just to be popped in my journals, so that I'm not stopping when I do finally get a run on and I'm piling away and going hell for leather. I've got all these sitting here, and they're a great way to have them just sitting on your desk, ready to go. So I thought today we'd do just a quick one, half hour. I'm going to try for half an hour. I've got a clock there today, so hopefully that'll keep me in track. And we're just going to do up a few little cards. I'll do some cards and I'll do some index cards. Now, these are index cards that I've got in Australia from Officeworks. They're a pack of 300. They're only fairly light, which means that they don't bulk up your journal too much, so that you can cover them front and back, or leave the back like this one with the lines already on it. Now, this is just done with a serviette, really quick and easy. So I thought we'd start today with some cards. Now, when I do my playing cards, see how they're glossy? I don't know if you're picking that up, but they're really, really glossy, both sides. What I do with mine is I scruff them up a little bit, just with a bit of a sanding block, some sandpaper, sanding foam, any of that sort of stuff, and just literally rub over it, and it takes some of that gloss off, so that what it'll do is it will allow your glue to adhere better to your card instead of that gloss. Okay, so it literally is just a quick sand over, rough it up just a little bit, just so that your glue has got something meaty to get into. Give them a wipe over so none of that dust is sitting there. My cards are blue, so I end up with blue hands. I've done a few other cards that I've already scruffed up. Right, quick and easy, quick and simple. We're just going to give him a base to start with and cover him with some book page. Just grab my book page box. I grab some wording. Doesn't really matter for me, anyway. Doesn't really matter what my pages are. These are all old textbooks and stuff like that. But it just gives this background. So this is the page I want to see, because let's face it, this one's already lined over. So a little bit of, just from your glue stick, I've got book pages everywhere. So just a matter of going over your card, making sure you get all the way to your edges, and sticking him down. Give him a push, and I'll get another one stuck on there now as well, so that I've got the two of them drying while we're talking. Get rid of that thread. Turn him round. That one goes all the way, so yep. So they're just drying. I tend to leave them for a little bit. I'll glue up an index card while we're here as well. I might do that music one for that one. Once again, just give him a quick glue, like so, and glue him down any way you want. It's always wise to try and get your music up the right way. I'm no musician, and half the time my music's around the wrong way because I can't read music. But that's all right. Right. So they're all now drying. Put my lid back on that one. We'll cut some of these out. I tend to, if I'm working on these, I will tend to glue up a pile and just sit them under something a little bit heavy, usually my journal or something like that, just while I'm gluing the rest of them up, and it keeps them adhered nicely, keeps them well and truly stuck down until I'm ready to use them. And then they don't want to lift, because you do need to watch that they don't lift in the corners. So he's done. So you can see this one's already starting to lift. He'll be fine for today's purposes, and if need be I can go back and just add a little bit of glue to that corner. Now I ink everything, as you know if you've been with me for any of my other videos. It's personal preference. If you don't want to ink, don't ink. It's just something that, and I try every now and again, I think I'm not going to ink something today, but no, right at the end I have to go back and ink it. So just, I'll give into it and ink it anyway. Right, so for me, I like these darker colours. Okay, so you can see what they were. That's that same book page. So the colours I tend to use when I'm inking are the Distress Inks in Antique Linen, Brushed Corduroy, and Walnut Stain. They're the three I use the most. Every now and again I might want to put a colour in, a blue or a green or whatever. But for the most part, I use those three in the Distress Inks. So if I start with the Antique Linen, you'll see what I mean. And all it'll do is it'll just give it that softer look, so that when you're going through, it's not quite as stark. Now, some of your book pages are beautifully tanned and all the rest to start with. I find this one's just a little bit lighter for most of the things that I'm doing with this journal. And it's easier to ink them now while they're nothing else on them. So you can see now the difference. So this is your Antique Linen. This was just the straight one. So this one we might leave, and we'll just do him with the Brushed Corduroy so that you can see the difference. So this is the Brushed Corduroy, which is a mid-brown. So you can see straight away, you can see that colour coming through. Just very quickly, in little circles. I tend to use the blending tools. So now I've got two completely different cards. So can you see them? Now with this one, I quite often just go back and do around my edges. So this one will have Antique Linen and it'll have the Brushed Corduroy on it. So now you can see where it's faded in. What I also do, because I like all colours, is I will then go through with my Walnut Stain and just give the edges a go. So it makes that edge pop. So see this to this? It just allows that edge to pop so that when it's on your page, it really highlights through. It also, when you've got something that's cut out, quite often, if they're a slightly thicker card that they've been used to start with, as in cardstock, you'll have a white core colour. So it'll have a white edge when you've used a coloured piece of pattern paper or something like that. And I can't find any sitting here at the moment. Now, let's have a look. Okay, this is one from the other week. So you'll see how it's got that white core colour? So when you ink it and just tap it on the edges, it takes that white away. Okay, that's why I tend to ink down my edges, and it's just standard. That's what I do. So I've got 2 done there. I'll head back over here. I'll now cut out my journal card. Nice and quick and easy. Now with my journal cards, I can leave them nice and square, or that's good cutting, Kylie. Or if I like, I can round my corners, which give them that look of the playing cards as well. Just makes for a bigger... Oh, just had a look on the bottom of that page of my what do you call it? Music paper. There we go. And I have a wonderful little address there. Now, that's Collins Street in Melbourne, which is not far from where we are. So, because I'm in Geelong, so I'm in Australia, so I'm going to use that for something. It'll just add to the stuff that's on my desk, but we might even use it on one of these. All right, I'll move you away. So now I've got him all nicely done, and I'll ink over that one as well, just to, so you can see how they're starting to lift up. So just watch when you're inking them that you don't lift too much of it up. It should have been sitting there just a little bit longer. Look, some glues are better than others, let's face it. It's a matter of finding a glue that you like. That glue that I've got at the moment, I think was just, I ran out of my normal glue and raided the cupboard. So, yeah, instant classic. I don't know where it come from, but it's fine. For the most part, it sticks down. Once it has adhered properly, it'll adhere for good. So I've given that a little bit of a softer look. Go over with my brushed corduroy, and I'm just going around my edges just to darken up the edges to give them a further worn look. And then back with my walnut stain, as I said before, just right on my edges just to make him pop. But all this is personal choice. It's just me. I can't not lift in with my inks. Right, so I've got 3 sitting there ready to go. 15 minutes already. I'm doing not well. Right, let's have a look. I've got bits and bobs and stuff sitting around. I'll show you a very quick and easy one with serviettes, which is what this one was. It's what this one was as well. Serviettes. I've also got, hang on a moment, let's have a look. Now, when you peel your backing off your serviette, so you've got a serviette and you've got, let's have a look. Oh, got a mess. Right, there's your serviette. When you open it and you peel your backing off, pin might do that better. Oh, here we go. Why do they never come apart when you're filming? When I'm sitting here of a night time and I can just peel them off and it's easy. There we go. All right. So this has got a couple of layers, this one. they have 3 layers, so it's got another layer in there. So I'm just taking the top layer off. Sit you over there. Don't ever throw this sheet out. You can use it for all sorts of things, but what you can also do, now, let's go to my box over here, is you can stamp on them. Okay, so these are just stamps. So I have more serviettes that I can use and more designs because they're used in some of my favourite stamps. So that you've got all these other bits that sit in here. So not only do you have the serviettes you can purchase, you can then stamp on them. When I stamp on them, I use the archival ink. Now, there is a difference, believe you me. I use archival inks for all of my permanent stamping, if I want to go over it with inks or watercolours or whatever else. And they give a nice, crisp image. But I have just found this, and just a heads up. I've got a lot of these in the designer series. These are the Wendy Vecchi ones. These are just the straight Ranger ones. I've found these ones, the Wendy Vecchi ones, bleed a little bit. So you don't get as crisp an image. So just the straight Ranger archival ink. I did some of this one yesterday, and which is why I know that it, oh, here we go. So that's, right. See that image? Nice and crisp and clear. There it is, using the Wendy Vecchi ones. See the difference? It tends to lose all that beautiful design work, and you end up with a more blurred image. This one, the Wendy Vecchi's, the Straight Ranger. It's chalk and cheese. So do watch which ones you're going to use, and that's not something that I found out until the other day. And I've been using these inks for ages, but yeah, hadn't realised that one before. So we'll do some of these. Let's have a look. Just move all that mess. Put you back over. Right, so we're just going to do these 3 today. And again, I have no idea. Yes, I do. That way. See, with the index cards, it's easier because these ones have the line at the top. So I know which way the music should have gone because I put it down the right way to start with. So, see, I'm hopeless. So let's say we want this one. Now, you can see that she's slightly larger, and so I'll trim her off. You can cut your serviettes. You can, grab a little bit. You can tear around your images, or just to make it a little bit easier, you get a small paintbrush, a little bit of water, and if you just paint it, what'll happen is it'll just tear exactly where you've popped your water. So that sometimes, I know some of them don't tear wonderfully easy. Right. Nice and easy that way, and it just saves a lot of time. So for me, that's the type of card I want. Now, I want something without any ink on it. She's that way. You can see with your serviette, you can have it either way. So you could do a mirror imaged pair if you want. I might go into I tend to use the Bostik ones. And I've got a little bit left of this that I've been saving. So it's just a matter of going over. Take it carefully. Don't go like a bull at a gate like I normally do, because you don't want to tear it. If you do tear it, it's not too much of a hassle because you can join them again, but it just there we go. Nice and sticky. See, and I've just torn that now with my fingers. Well, I like to have a few little bumps and whatnot in there. Let's stretch out her face. Push her down. Right, for me to finish that one off, I'll have wording or something like that. We'll grab some bits and bobs. What have I got with some stamps? Oh, let's go that way. And I want some coffee dyed paper. And I'll go the dark coffee. We'll just stamp this one up. Don't want a full imprint yet. Just want it slightly in and out. I'm just going to tear this one. Now this is just normal copy paper, just coffee dyed. Copy paper, coffee dyed, so that quick. Some dye better than others, some crinkle better than others. This one's still fairly soft. And then I'll cut him further down. So I don't want him quite as high. Right. And then once again with my walnut stone. But again on the edges, and I have to do this now before he's actually stuck on. A little bit of glue. Oh, that was good. Our weather here is a bit yucky today. Every now and again we get a little bit of sun, but not much. All right, so I'm just going to stick you straight over there. Trim you off that side. Trim you off that side. Now, because I've trimmed those, I'll put a little bit on there again. Right, now I also like to turn mine into actual journaling cards so that I can write on them. So I'm just going to pop some glue on the back of that. And I really like the edge up here, so I'm going to stick it on the edge. Because where it dies on the edge, it gets this little dark bit. Probably way too quick to cut round him. But for the sake of this, we'll cut round. Look at that. Oh, it might help if I take the corner off that bit. Right, so that's better. Right, so my playing card has given me a base. And I've got one quick and easy one done. Right, so let's do another one. Bingo ticket somewhere. Where have I got him? Here. Avant. I want... Oh, too much mess, that's my problem. My container of bits. So... want to make him into a pocket. So if I do that, let's have a look. Oh no, let's change and do those. Bulbs and seeds. Now I should have. Now, I'm not going to use him. It's a woman's prerogative to change her mind, isn't it? If I grab one of my cards and turn him into a pocket, cut him down there so that he's kind of straight. Yep. Cover him. What did I use for that one? That should have. My word, I've got a miss. Got a miss. What did I do with that? Who knows? So we'll grab another piece. We'll grab another piece. And I'll just ink over that one. Right, cut him really quickly. And what I've done now is used another playing card to create a pocket. Cut my corners. Beautiful. Ink around that one. This was my antique linen one because I need it all to match. Look what I did. It'll work. Yep, didn't actually check what was on the back of that one. That'll teach me. But that's all right. As I said, they were all old textbooks. I want a little bit of brushed corduroy. Just a little bit. And finish him off with some walnut ink so that he all matches. Down and around my circle. Okay. Well, that would have been so much better, but that's all right. Look at that. Awesome. All right. I want that one to actually sit in there behind all that. Actually, give him just a, make him a little bit deeper. And then I'll cut a tag as well to go in here. So, just around the edge. Okay, I'll stick you to that. Yeah, see, there it is. Look at that. Awesome, Kylie. Okay. Right. Pop you on here, but further up, because remember we've got our pocket further down. Give him a push. We can then stick this one down here. A little bit of glue. My glue is just my Express It Power Tack, but I finally put it into a smaller bottle so that I'm not sitting with it everywhere. And we just want to go around the sides. Straight down. The more you go in, the less we're going to have as a tag, but I only want a thin tag in this one anyway. Okay. Oh, look, I've had my half an hour already. How do I do that? Obviously talk too much. The whole point of this was to not talk. Sit you down. Give him a push. Clean up the excess glue that's dribbling out. Like so. And we'll make a quick tag. You might fit. Yep, look at that. Sit you up there. Can't remember who I saw this trick from the other day. It might have been Gail Agostinelli. Maybe. Don't quote me on that. But such an easy idea to get both of them. I usually use my grid and all the rest. So that works. An absolute treat. Darken him up a little bit. Go around my edges. Oh, I think I want a doobie in that one. Oh, you're a little bit too small. Yep, you'll do. Let's put some ribbon in this one. Lovely. Do I have any ribbon sitting around? Got lots of ribbon, but I don't have any of it sitting on my desk at the moment. We might use some of that then. Because it's the only thing that's sitting here at the moment. This is just a paper ribbon. And it just pulls out. Sometimes. Yep. But what it means is that because it's paper, I can give it a bit of an edge. Put you through. Wind you out. Hopefully. Maybe I need better eyesight. Just talk amongst yourselves while I try and get this out. There we go. Darken him up a little bit just so that he matches in. Because at the moment for me he's a little bit stark. And you know me, I'm not into stark. There we go. Right. Wind him out a little bit in the centre because what that'll do is it'll tighten it up. And he'll sit in. How quick was that one? There we go. And one more very quick one. We'll do our music one with our journaling, with our actual journaling card this way around. That's why we put them this way around. I might. Love this stamp. It's one I've had forever. It's this one. It's a Hero Arts one, 2010. You may still find it around. It is a wooden one. They may have it in just the foam mount these days. But I tend to use it for all sorts of bits, whether it's just the postage stamp, whether it's this, whether it's the address. So what I'm going to do is sit him on, and we might sit some other bits and pieces on with him. Make sure I've got no glue on that one. So we'll just set him down as a base to start with and then go off that. I do have a habit of having a little bit of glue on my paper here, and then that's what'll tear them when I lift them up, because you'd think I'd get a fresh piece each time, but that would just be too easy. Once I'm in the throes of it all, I just keep going. Right. Make sure I've got him up the right way. I've got him up the right way. As I I said, I like to push him in. All right. Done. So now I want something else to go on that one. I've got, oh, here we go. She might work. What does she say? This charming blouse in all the new fancy flannels. Awesome. Now she's going to be too large to start this, but we'll take her all out, which then gives us an option of which bits we want to use. Whereas if we cut it too small to start with, we're then limited with what we can do. And as this is going this way, she will go that way. So it'll either be a pull one from a tuck down here, or we'll have to remember if we're going that way. All right, so just round. I adhere her. Oh, look, she's going to actually fit. So we'll just take her around. Look at that. She fits. She cried. I just want to take that stark off her to start with. Just a little bit. Just to dirty her up, I suppose. Put her in the mud. Going round. Just watch when you're going around with some of your smaller bits that you don't tear them. Tearing's a nice look, but sometimes it's not always the look that you want right in the centre of her face. Right, just a bit of an edge. See how darker that's now coming up? Maybe we want some lace with her as well. Just take that rough, which really then highlights my torn around the edge. Like so. Okay, so she's going to adhere down here. A little bit of lace. I think it's about time I cleaned my scissors. And maybe a button. And maybe a button. Do I have a button? I've got a button somewhere. Just, oh here. Let's have a look at one of these. How's that? Okay. Right, so I want my lace. Sitting. I'm actually going to use this one on her just so that it holds down my lace a little bit better. So I'll go all the way around her. I don't know if I'm in shot, sorry. Oh, it's nice to have a little fine edge, but sometimes you just want a big glob of come out. Okay. Adhere her on so that she holds down that lace as well. Don't think she's straight, but that's all right. She may have had a rough day. Maybe. So whether I want that button on there, I want something. What do I have in my little bits? I had some really nice bits from Stampura. Oh no, I may put them in here. Hang on. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Hold the fort. Hold the fort. I know there's a little piece in here. Look. Maybe something like that. That'll work. What do you reckon? Right, let's have a look. Yes, much rather that one. I'm going to adhere this one on, but what I'm actually going to do while it's drying is I'm going to pop some glossy accents on it so that it will nicely highlight up. I'll do that now and then we'll finish so that you're not here forever. Sorry, girls. I know this was going to be a quick one, but obviously I can't do quick. Just ask anybody that comes to any of my classes. They all know I can't do quick. Right. So that's stuck down like so. Put the lid back on that one. And I'll put the glossy accents on it while it's drying. So, just my glossy accents. And because I haven't touched it for a while, I may need to stick a pin in it. Get it going. Bit of scrap to make sure it's going. Beautiful. Right. No, I might just do the whole thing. So go around your edges and then fill your centre in. So when you're doing it, don't rake it right over. It doesn't want to actually touch your paper. What you're doing is you're sitting it on, squeezing it out, and more or less moving it around. You're not ploughing a field with it. Okay? So that will now dry. When he dries, he will... Hang on. Here's one I prepared earlier. Long time earlier. I know I've got my little box of bits. So when he dries, what you'll get is this glossy surface so that it looks like an actual cameo. Okay, so I'd like to say 3 really quick cards, but we weren't as quick as I thought we were going to be. I'm so sorry for that, girls. Please bear with me. I'll never get any quicker. It's me. After 15 years of doing classes, etc., if I was going to get quicker, I would have been quicker by now. All right. Hope you enjoyed that, girls. If you did, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next weekend, and we'll come up with something else and do it all again. Thanks, everybody. Bye.